All right, what up, fam? So in this live stream, I'm going to share with you why I don't like sub 2 when it comes to wholesaling real estate. But before we jump into it, I do want to let you know that I'm not a sub 2, which is an expert. I'm not an expert. I've been a real estate investor for 15 years. I've only done, okay, 3 deals that is owner financing, right? Seller finance the whole entire deal, okay? But I'll share with you why I don't like it. And why I don't believe that it works as well as you think it does, okay? But once again, okay, if you are, comment and let me know that you are a sub 2, like this is what you do. I love to hear from you. Okay, so let me share with you why I don't like sub 2 when it comes to wholesaling real estate. So for those of you who don't know what sub 2 is, once again, I'm not an expert at this, okay? Sub 2 is basically you're just taking over, okay? Taking over the mortgage, okay? You're just taking over the existing mortgage of the seller. So it's sub 2 is extremely, really good if you were to actually buy the property yourself, okay? Let me explain. So sub 2 just take over the existing mortgage. So let's just say that the seller has a mortgage of $1,000 a month, okay? And you know that you can take over their mortgage at, let's just say, like 4%. Okay, and then you can re-rent, and then you can rent that property out for, let's just say, $1,400, right, a month after mortgage expense. Let's just say that you pocket $250. Okay, let's just say that. Now, here's something that sub 2 that I don't like. If you were to wholesale the deal, here's what potentially can happen. So let's just say that you got this property under contract, and let's just say that, you know, the seller owes $100,000 on it. They just want to walk away and break even, right? They owe more than what the property's worth. But maybe you can get their payment is $1,000. I mean, this number is probably off. Maybe let's make it 300,000. Okay? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just leave it at 100,000. Okay? Now, let's just say that you're able to mortgage $1,000. The buyer know they can buy it, and they can rent it out for $1,400. So you can assign the deal out over to, let's just say you can assign this deal over to the buyer for, let's just say, 110. Now, once again, I'm just giving you, these numbers are just example. Just example. So let's just say that you assign the deal over to the buyer. The buyer steps in, took over the existing mortgage, and let's just say that there's still 15 years left on the loan. 15 years left, right? They came in, you assign it, that buyer took over. But here's the problem. What happened? What happened if 6 months from now, your buyer get into a divorce, and they're like, you know what? I don't want this deal anymore. And maybe 6 months later, you're not even you're not even in the wholesaling business anymore. Maybe you're not even in the real estate business anymore. So what's going to happen? Well, guess what, my friend? Well, the buyer backs out. You are now going to, you're going to get pulled back into the picture. Now you got to go out there and find the buyer again and do the same thing. Or you're going to call the seller back and be like, hey, dude, the buyer default, right? So that's the problem with sub 2, man, right? So you're basically trusting the buyer to perform. And if they don't perform, you get pulled back into the picture. And like I said, 6 months from now, a year from now, maybe you don't want to be an investor anymore. Maybe you're doing something different, or maybe life hits you and then something else pops up. So you don't want to be pulled back into the picture again. So for me, this is why I don't like sub 2. You know, there's so many cash deal out there to be made. You don't have to get sticky. Like sub 2 can get extremely sticky. Especially if you're locking in and it's 15 years, 30 years loan, whatever it is, right? It can get very, very sticky. So what I like to do is I like to get in, get out. Dude, once I wholesale the dang thing, dude, buyer can't come back, seller can't come back, I'm done. And once again, I believe there's so many cash deal to be made, you don't have to do sub 2. Now, sub 2 is great if you were to buy the property. Right? If you were to buy the property because you can trust yourself, then yes, sub 2 owner financing is absolutely fantastic. If you can buy sub 2 or owner financing, that's probably the way to go. Now, the only time that I believe that this work, sub 2 actually work, and you wholesale it, is you got to give it a deadline. Let me tell you what I mean, okay? Here's what I mean. Which means you got to give it a deadline. And the reason why I decided to do this video, because one of my students that's in my academy, right? He said, Kong, this property's worth 150. Seller's in pre-foreclosure. They owe $70,000 on it. It needs $60,000 of work, right? Their mortgage is $770, right? I mean, this numbers to me doesn't work, right? But obviously, come in and do sub 2 might work. Now, here's the only time that sub 2 will work if you were to wholesale it. It means that you got to come in, you'll be like, you're going to sign it to the buyer, and you're going to give the buyer like maybe 2-3 months. Which within that 3 months, they need to fix the property up. They need to sell it. They need to cash the seller out. It's the only way, dude. Honestly, to me, once again, I'm not a sub 2 expert. Because for me, dude, once I sell the property, I don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. But if you give it a deadline, within 3 months, the buyer must fix the property, sell it, boom, exit, right? Cash the seller out, and you're out, and it's done with. So I mean, I can see that. But if you're talking about trusting a buyer to take over a 15, 20, 30-year loan and trust them to constantly making that payment, I mean, I don't know, man. To me, not interested. I don't want to be sticking with somebody for 15, 20 to 30 years. You guys understand what I'm saying? Now, what I like is just, owner finance is great, right? Owner finance is the seller owns the property free and clear, right? Seller owns the property free and clear. You come in, they finance you, 0% interest. You just make them payment every single month. I have done 3 of those, and it's fantastic, right? You don't have to go to the bank, get a loan. You can literally draw, you do directly with the seller. So with sub 2, man, it's all about the pitching and the paperwork. That's pretty much it. The pitch and the paperwork. Okay? So for me, owner financing is great. Once again, only if you were to buy the property yourself. That's it. Okay? So for me, man, I like to do just a cash deal where, I find a property for $100,000, right? I lock a property under contract for $100,000. I find my buyer that's going to pay me $125,000. And then I just wholesale it. They actually purchase the property, close it out. I get my $25,000. Seller gets the $100,000. Buyer gets the property. Seller move on their way. Buyer do whatever with the property they want. 6 months from now, if they don't want to have anything to do with the property, I'm not going to be pulled back into the picture. Make sense? Like, I'm done. So I believe there's plenty of money to do it this way, where you don't have to get sticky with creative financing. Just my personal opinion, okay? So that's one thing I want to touch on. Another thing I want to touch on is, I made a post. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do 2 separate videos. But you know what? I'm going to combine it all in one, okay? Now, once again, I'm just sharing with you my way of thinking and how I like to do things, right? But you do you, okay? You do you. I'm just sharing with you what I do, okay? What I like to do. For me, dude, I just don't want anything with headaches, stress, less stress as possible. Okay. So I made a post on Instagram about the whole crypto. So if you're into crypto, you know that crypto is crashing hard right now. And it does it all the time, right? It goes up, it goes down, just like everything. Anyways, I made a post and I said, hey, don't gamble. Stop gambling. Everybody got pissed off. I said, if you want to buy crypto, only play with money that you can afford to lose. If you got 10,000 that's sitting there that you like, oh man, I don't even know what to do with this 10,000. You want to go buy crypto? Sure. And everybody's to be like, oh man, all-time high. I can't remember what the all-time high is of Bitcoin. But anyways, it's now at like what? Let me see here. What is it at right now? 80,000? 80 or 70,000? I'm not exactly sure. Okay. Okay, let's say it's at let's just say it's at 80,000. Okay, it went from like the all-time high was, gosh, I can't remember, man, like 120 or something. Is it 120? Anyway, it crashed, and everybody's like, do you know what, dude, Kong? You don't know what the heck you're talking about, man. It's not a gamble. Okay, and they were, dude, people were just mad and they're pissed off, and they're like, dude, this is the time you should buy the dip. Okay. Well, dude, what if you buy it at 80 and it dips down to 70, and you buy it at 70, it dips down to 60? Like, you don't know how low it's going to go. Just like you don't know how high it's going to go. So listen, man, if you can predict the market, because some of you be like, you know, I know how to read the chart. You know, it goes like this, is this. Like, if you know how to read the chart, man, you would have been a trillionaire. You would have been a trillionaire. But nobody knows how to read the chart, bro. Like, all you're doing is you're just speculating. You're just guessing. You're just guessing. Make sense? Because at the end of the day, bro, I don't care if you day trade, stocks, crypto, whatever it is, man. You're just gambling. Because you're playing with the market. That's what you're doing. You're playing with the market, man. And I said, hey, if you have, so okay, so I said, what you need to focus on is go build a real business. A business that can take care of you and your family. And actually can retire your family. Just like it did for me, man. Because skills is what pays the bills. But the problem with majority of you is you want to take your baby money. Okay, a lot of you, dude, is you want to take your baby money and you want to get rich with crypto. Because you don't want to work, because you're lazy. You don't want to work, but you want to get rich. You want to get rich the easy way. So you want to take your baby money and you'll be like, oh man, Bitcoin dipped down to 80,000, dude. So you got your $10,000. Let's just say $10,000 what you got. You took your whole 10,000, you pump it into 80, you pump it into Bitcoin. And now you're just like, oh, I'm just going to sit back and wait. Okay. So you're just going to pray that it will go up. Even if Bitcoins goes from 80,000 to 160,000. How much did you just made, my friend? Like how much did you just made? You just doubled your money. You went from 10,000, now you got 20,000. The question is, can you do it again? And again, and again, and again, and again? The answer is no. The answer is no, dude. And how long do you think it's going to take to go to 160? A year, 2 years, 3 years? So you're just going to take your 10,000, put it in, and oh man, I'm just going to, bro, get out of here, bro. You guys have no clue what you're talking about, man. And that's why you don't have $1 million+ in the bank. That's why you're still where you're at, bro. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? 99% of day trader. Let me tell you this, okay? 99% of day trader do not make their money from day trading. Dude, because at the end of the day, bro, it is a gamble. And it gets super addicting. They always, dude, they look at their phone constantly. Once again, if they could have read the chart, man, they would have been a trillionaire. Like, if they could have predicted, oh, it's going to go here. Once it hits here, it's going to bump, it's going to bounce, it's going to shoot up. They would have been a trillionaire. But you see, 99% of day trader don't make any money. Okay? They only show the win. They don't show the loss. But it only takes one loss, man, for them to wipe out their whole entire profit. So they might show you their big days that they win. Dude, but it only takes one loss, man. And I don't know about you, dude, but 99% of the gamblers do not get rich. Day traders, you know, they make their money from coaching courses. Now, listen, I have courses, I have coaching as well. So I'm not knocking on that, right? Like, I'm not knocking on that. I'm just saying, dude, if you make 10,000 a month or 5,000 a month from day trading, dude, then say so. But don't be showing like, oh, 100K day, and all of a sudden the next day you lose 150,000, bro. You know, so for me, dude, like, build a real business, right, that you can depend on. You have the actual skills. So for me, I don't care what the market is. I don't care who's the president. You can drop me in any city, any state, anywhere in the world. I could be in Asia. I could be in Europe. All I need is a laptop, a phone, and internet connection. That's it, dude. And I can wholesale here in the US in any city. That's it. That's all I needed. I don't care about who's the president. I don't care if the market goes up and down. Like, I do not care. I do not care if the real estate market dropped by 30%, because I'm just going to lock property on a contract at cheaper. And if I lock it up and I went back and I can't find a buyer, guess what? I'll call the seller back. I cancel the contract, just like we just did. I get my earnest money deposit back. I walk away, scratch free, move on to the next deal. See, my friend, that is real skills. So build a real business that you can actually depend on. The whole crypto, dude. Now listen, I have a lot of money in crypto. And trust me, dude, I am bleeding. I'm bleeding right now. So don't get me wrong. Right? I believe that Bitcoin, this is just my personal opinion, I believe Bitcoin will reach 500,000 one day. I don't know what that one day will be. So I have a lot of crypto. I have over $500,000 in crypto. So I'm not knocking. I'm just telling the people that taking their baby money and gambling it, right? And gambling it, dude, and trying to get rich from it, it's not the way to go. You need to take your baby money, dude. First thing is invest it into your self-education. Learn a high-income skills, or put it into your business, man. Put it back into your business, dude. Your wholesaling business or whatever business that you're doing. Okay? If you got 10 to 20 to 30 to 50,000, dude, if you just take that and willing to put in the work, okay? Whatever business you want to get into and invest that, dude, you can start making 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month within a year. Within 12 months. Because you know why? Because you're betting on yourself. You're not betting on the market. Because someone controls the market, man. Someone's controlling and manipulating the market. The big shark. You're not even Nemo. You're like a little tiny goldfish or something, man. And you go out into the ocean and you want a big piece of the pie, bro. You're just going to be eating up, spitting out. You know. Anyways, but that's what I want to share. You know, when I made that post, dude, everybody comes in, dude, and everybody just destroy me because of all these crypto guy, right? I don't care, dude. I don't care. I always share and post what I believe, man. Okay? You do you. You agree with me, great. If we disagree, great. Not a problem. But before we disagree, just look at your bank account. That's all I got to say, man. When you disagree, just look at your bank account, dude. Is it where you want it to be? Do you have a business that you control your own time? That you can travel around? That you can work whenever you want? Or are you stuck at the J O to B? Your money's in crypto or stocks or whatever it is, and you're trapped. And you're slaving away, clocking in and out. If that is you, dude, bro, I'm sorry to say this, dude. But, bro, I'm not going to argue with you, bro. Okay? I'm not going to argue with you, man. Okay? Once again, I have a friend. Okay? Once again, I have a friend that said the same thing about the whole, like, oh, man, they can predict, you know, I can read the chart and you know, hey, I have a mentor that, you know, this guy been in the crypto world for, dude, or stocks for like 15, 20 years, and he can read the chart and, bro, losing money right now, man. Okay? Losing money. So for those of you who is really serious about wanting to learn how to wholesale real estate from me, you want to like, Kong, dude, I'm ready. I want to build real skills and a real business that can take care of me and my family. And you want to make $25,000 a month within the next 12 months this year. YouTube family, the link is in my description. Next week, Wednesday, I'm doing a free masterclass where I will spend 2 hours with you I'll break down the entire process, showing you how to get checks like this, man. Okay? Wholesale checks every single month. Okay? Every single month. Here's another one. Okay? Every single month. I'll show you how to virtually wholesale real estate from any city, any state. You don't need a license. You don't need a degree. You don't need any experience. I'll show you exactly what's working in today's market. From finding the seller, analyzing the deals, know what is the deal, what's not a deal, what to offer, how to make the offer, put it under contract, find the buyer, sell the deal, everything from A to Z. It's completely free, no string attached. So YouTube, link is in my descriptions. Seating is limited, so I hope you make the cut. Dog said, Romeo said, what time on Wednesday? It's going to be 4 p.m. Pacific Standard. 2 hour, probably going to be over 2 hours masterclass. It's going to be a live class training just like this. Facebook, DM me the word masterclass, or Instagram family. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, DM me or comment the word masterclass, and I'll send you the link. Once again, I hope you make the cut. Seating is limited, and I look forward to seeing you on there. And I'm going to pull back the curtain, man, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. Now, I want you to understand this. It will require you to put in the work. So if you're afraid of, oh, man, work, I got to work, then it's not for you. Maybe you should go put your money in and try to get lucky, okay? And try and get lucky. But for me, dude, it's not about luck. It's about teaching you and helping you build a real skill that you can depend on, okay? So once again, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, then DM me or comment the word masterclass. I'll send you the link, okay? If you're on YouTube, check the link in my descriptions, okay? At the top, click there, RESVP your spot, and I'll see you next week on Wednesday. So any question you guys got, drop it in the chat. Let's rock and roll, baby, okay? Let's rock and roll. Any question you got? So I'll tell you guys my schedule of what my schedule looks like, okay? What up, Facebook family? I'm going to want to make sure Facebook is live. Oh, we got 11 people on Facebook. Okay. Let me share with you this, okay? Let me share something with you. Okay? Just to make $30,000 a year. So I'm here to tell you that it's not how hard you work, but it's what you do for work that will make you rich. I need you to understand that. Okay? I don't know what's going on Instagram, but I froze over on IG. Okay. So I'm going to share with you a strategy, my friend. It's not cold calling. So you think about cold calling, dude. I'm not trying to teach you cold calling. Okay. Some of you you're doing the old school. You're doing door knocking. Waste of time, waste of time. Okay. You're targeting frisbee. Waste of time. You're targeting property that are on the MLS. Waste of time. And this is the reason why, my friend, that you haven't got a deal. Whether it's your first deal or your next deal. You're either cold calling 4 to 8 hours a day. You either go out there, you're door knocking, wasting time. One of the most wasted time ever, dude, door knocking. Like, how many doors can you knock in a day, bro? Okay, first of all, you're targeting properties that are on Zillow, which 99% of other wholesaler is targeting them. Or you're finding deals on the MLS, which also 99% of other wholesaler is also targeting them. I'm going to share with you other ways, better ways to do it. Okay? And it's the way that I actually help my students close their first deal in the next 30 days, 45 days. Okay? But once again, nothing works if you don't. Dreams don't work unless you do. So it will require work. All right? Facebook family, I got to let you go. But Instagram, YouTube, stay here with me. I got to sell it. I got to call. Hopefully, I can lock them up under contract because I need to use the phone. So Facebook family, comment or DM me the word masterclass. I'll send you the link, okay? Okay, I got to sell it. I need to call. So here we go, baby. Let's see here. So hopefully I can call this seller and put on a contract. You got any questions? Drop in the chat, man. Any questions? Drop in the chat. My Instagram is froze. Okay, it's not. Okay, hold on a second. Let me call the seller really quick here. Randy, I think. Hold on a second. Name is Ricky. Okay, let me call Ricky.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed.
Okay. Hold on a second. So all of my deals, majority of them right now are coming from, like, this lead came in from Facebook ads. So let me see here. 425 Randy.
This is Randy. I can't take your call right now.
So, we got to call them twice in a row. I like to sit down and call the seller. But let me see here.
Hello.
Hi there. Is this Randy?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Randy. This is Kong with We Buy Houses. Happy Friday.
What's that?
Hey, yeah, Randy, we got a phone appointment today at 2 p.m., but I apologize. I'm calling you back a little bit late. I just, the other meeting went a lot longer than I expected, so I apologize for that. But this is regarding,
Okay. I thought we had an appointment at 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't see the next one.
I apologize, Randy. I just want to make sure I'm being respectful with your time, Randy. Is this a good time for us to chat a little bit about your property?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, fantastic. How's your Friday going so far?
Oh, it's good.
Okay, awesome. So, Randy, I understand that getting the right price for the property obviously is very important to you. But besides getting the right price for it, Randy, what is another reason that you're looking to sell it?
Well, it's actually not my property. It's my in-laws.
Okay.
And they just here recently moved into an independent living facility.
Okay.
Just because they're older, they're 78, and health-wise, they weren't doing great at home, taking care of it and stuff. And
sure.
So we were doing a lot of the care for them, and so they decided to move into a facility, thinking maybe they would come back, maybe try the facility for a little bit, but they liked it, and so they're going to stay in there. So they were thinking about listing it.
Yep.
I think my mother-in-law had a stroke here a couple months ago, so she hasn't been great about paying her bills and stuff.
Yeah.
And so she just saw something recently, and we're like, okay, she needs more help.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I mean, Brandy, first off, it's awesome that you step in to help them out, and also too is I apologize to hear that your mother-in-law has a stroke. My mom has a stroke about 4 years ago, and thank God that she's beside having a little dementia, she's good now. So
yeah,
it can be extremely tough, and I think at that time for me as well. I mean, for me anyway, it's probably the toughest time of my life.
Yeah,
have to deal with it. So I apologize that that you have to go through a lot of stuff, but man, you're stepping in, you're helping them, taking care. So that's awesome. So now, Randy, I want to make sure here is so they allow you to make a decisions on the sale of the house.
yeah. I mean, I'll get it approved with them first.
Okay.
They just didn't. My father-in-law, same thing. He's older. He had a stroke years ago, and so as far as communicating on the phone, he can't hear at all.
I hear.
So he was the one that was like, oh yeah, we'll call this guy, but he cannot make the call. My
Sure.
mother-in-law didn't feel comfortable doing it, so she asked me if I would do it. We're kind of helping them with their finances and stuff. So
Sure.
I would run over everything with them, or maybe even do a three-way call or whatever with them. But she's like, hey, do you think you can make this call for me? And I said, yes.
Well,
and plus trying to communicate with her afterwards
sure.
and answer any questions for me would be difficult.
Sure, for sure. So Randy, I mean, whether we work out something together or not, I just want to say on behalf of the entire company that, you know, we appreciate that you guys giving, you know, even give us the opportunity to look at your property, and hopefully that we can work something out. Okay.
Yep.
Now, if we do end up agreeing on a price that work for you guys and work for us, Randy, do you know what their time frame is as far as when they like to sell and close escrow on the property?
I think they're fairly open right now. So they moved into this facility and they have some people renting it right now. So they put it up. They put it up for rent. For a knowing that they were going to sell. Eventually, and so the people know that right now. In fact, I think their leases, it's just a month-to-month right now.
Good. So they're on a month-to-month lease. Okay, so that's good to know. Do you know how much they're getting in rent?
They're getting $3,400 a month.
Okay, so $3,400 a month. Okay. So if we can agree on a price that work for them and work for us, Randy, with closing in the next, 45 to 60 days or sooner, would that be okay with them?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And so it seems like, so the property, it is it's a 2-bed, 3.5 bath. Is that correct? So it has more bathroom than bedrooms?
Yeah.
Got it.
It does. The reason they did that, it was built by an old guy before them.
Oh.
And it was built just so he could build on the lake, and I think he was trying to do it for tax purposes. But it's a 2,800 square foot house. It's on the lake. Yeah, and I think the guy built it for himself, and he just lived in the upstairs.
Sure.
Like the main floor. It's a 3-story, so he lived in the main floor and the upstairs. And then they had an apartment that they rented out in the basement. That they rented out for $1,900 a month when they lived there. Yep. And then when they ended up moving to the assisted living facility, the people that wanted to rent.
So I want to let you guys know that this lead actually came from direct mail.
A separate entrance for the apartment.
And most of the people who call from my mailers, it's a hot lead, but we'll see.
They've had that all removed, so it's all one unit right now.
Nice. Okay, I got you.
But it is set up with a kitchen and a separate kitchen, a separate bathroom downstairs with a separate deck and entrance.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they each have their own kitchen, bathrooms, separate entrance, but all on the same meters.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, so as far as the repair goes, Randy, do you know what kind of repairs, work, or updates that we would have to do to the property after we buy from you?
They were pretty good on doing repairs and stuff.
Yep.
I would do repairs for them, or they would have. I know they had the interior painted here within the last 2 years, probably. The exterior painted within the last couple of years.
Okay.
They get their gutters cleaned regularly and stuff. So as far as that, nothing that would have to be done.
Okay. Do you know what year the house is built?
No, I don't. I would be guessing, but it's probably, I would guess like 80s.
Okay. So 1980s.
I would guess in the 80s, but yeah, you probably, obviously I look on the
website.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. No, it's, we can find that now. So it's built in like the 1980s. Do you know if it has like granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, bathroom tiles around, or is it just, the original?
So it has like moderate, probably like builder grade cabinets in like oak cabinets.
Oh, nice.
That are in good shape, but just builder grade.
Yep.
I think just tile countertops and tile kitchen floors.
Okay.
Tile, maybe slate in the bathroom, so not granite. But not Formica or linoleum. Sure,
I got you. And
downstairs kitchen is vinyl
Okay.
floor and Formica countertops.
Got it. Okay. So, I mean, Randy, if you were to give me your best guess, I know you're not a contractor or anything, but if you were to give me your best guess, if we were to come in and we were to update it, bring it up to obviously modern again in 2026 here, and I think people obviously they probably prefer granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and you know, we typically like to do like tile surround sound in the bathroom. Do you know roughly what it will cost just to get it up nice again?
I would say in the kitchen, it's got to, you know, with the same cabinets and granite in there. If you had a granite installer come in, I mean, the prices are definitely different, but and I have been,
sure.
I am a contractor, or have been a contractor.
Oh, nice.
Try not to carry my license now because I'm retired, but
okay.
You know, it would range anywhere from probably $6,000 to $15,000 for granite.
Okay.
But you probably, you know, if you knew somebody locally, but I would say probably fairly easy to get a $6,000 granite countertops in there with a undermount sink.
Sure.
In the kitchen, probably even
Okay.
I wouldn't think you'd have any problem, and that's without bidding out granite in a while. I got a bid on some granite bathrooms here recently, locally. But as far as kitchen and stuff, and it's not even that big of a kitchen, so I doubt. I would think that would be high end. But you could also go. You could also go and you find somebody that would do it for $25,000.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys aren't doing that though.
No, we're not.
As far as that, the rest of the floors in the house on the main floor are all tiger wood.
Oh,
so
nice.
They're nice hardwood. They're nice hardwood.
So,
they were all pre-finished,
top
and bottom.
Okay.
And they're in good shape. Upstairs is just a carpet. Downstairs is all the laminate floor, and I put it in. Maybe 2 years ago.
So they owe $200,000 on the property.
It's like a laminate floating floor.
But the property is worth. Got it. Okay. So I mean, Randy, since you are, you know, obviously your history as a contractor, which is going to help us a lot here. If you were to give me your best guess, if we were to come in there, make it really nice, modernize it, you know, would you say 10 to 20,000, less than 25,000? What are we talking about?
So if you were to modernize, if you were to come in and do, I think the few things that you would have to do maybe would be maybe a master shower.
Once again, because when a seller's motivated, they are willing to talk to you. They're willing to give you information.
Like one piece, the original.
When a seller's unmotivated,
shower in there,
they just like price.
Nice
Price. Then you already know that they're not a motivated seller. Randy's easy to talk to. Hopefully we can get a deal done with him.
Local contractors, or you guys have your own contractors to come in and do stuff?
Yeah, we actually have our own contractor.
Okay.
Yep.
So I mean, something like that. I don't know what you would charge. A bid for a shower like that would probably be somewhere around $4,000 or $5,000. You could do it for way cheaper than that.
Yep.
But let's say for a master shower, to come in, tear out, replace and stuff, you probably get a bid somewhere around there. Let's say $5,000 for that. Their bathroom vanity is in great shape. It's an oak vanity with it has a slate countertop on it. I think maybe it might have.
Randy, I mean, like if we were to budget 25,000, would you think that would do it?
I know I could go in there for $25,000 and do it.
Okay.
I could make it look pretty nice for 25.
Okay.
I'm sure your contractors could probably go in and do it for 25 also.
Right. I was gonna say, hey Randy, if we do end up obviously moving forward to buy it, would you do it for 25,000? But okay, I got you.
No.
So so you were to do the work yourself, right? Just to basically charge them for material, you would do for 25. But you think if we were to get a contractor, then it'll probably be what? Are we looking at more like 50,000 then?
Yeah, I think for $50,000 you could do a very.
Do you guys see how I get numbers out of him?
Very nice.
Okay, fantastic. So around 50 for renovation. Okay, and it seems like they're all about 200,000 on their mortgage, right, Randy?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's under. I think it's under.
Okay.
But I had asked them in the past,
Yep.
and they weren't really sure. But I know my wife just told me here recently it was. I
Yeah.
thought it was like 180 or something like
Okay.
that. But I don't know exact numbers.
Not a problem. So let me just put, okay, so we'll just leave it at 200,000 just to be safe here. And Randy, what are they looking to walk away with? So let's just say the mortgage is paid off. Do you know roughly what they like to walk away with after everything's said and done?
I don't know. I know they had they haven't they had or they were talking to an agent or in the past and considered listing it, and then they ended up getting this letter from you guys, and so my father-in-law wanted to call, and he's like, I don't even want to deal with it. I just want to sell it.
Sure.
And their agent had said, right now, he said, oh, it's not a great time to sell because interest rates are so high.
True.
But he said, I don't think you would have a problem getting $850 for it because they said they had to sell fast. Right. But I know they listed it. They listed it before.
Okay.
A couple years ago for like $950 or $975.
And did they got any offer?
Yes, they did. But
okay.
But they got an offer at like they might have got.
Man, he's telling me everything.
100,000.
Okay.
But they've done a little bit of work since then.
Sure.
And it was. But at the time they were like, no, we're not going to take that.
Yeah.
And we didn't encourage them to take it. But
sure.
This is probably a different time, right? And they had an agent at the time, and so the agent was going to take commission, and they were financially in a different position. Right now, I think they just, I think they have to sell. Then I was like, hey, you know what? If you're getting rent, you're getting this kind of rent that's going to help you out with your assisted living facility, or your independent living facility. And so if you can just keep it and keep a renter in there, that would be great.
Yeah. So Randy, I mean, like, what options do they really want to do? Or are they, do they rather just keep it and rent it, or would they rather just sell, be done with?
I think they would rather just sell it and be done with it. Okay. It's a lot of stress that they don't manage stress that well at this age, and so anything that they have to deal with ends up falling on us.
Yeah.
So at least recently, we just kind of.
No. I hear you. So, I mean, Randy, here's kind of where we're at. So the nice thing about working with us is, we are willing to buy the property in an as-is condition. And so we'll take over the way it is, and, we'll take it over with or without the renter. We'll deal with them. Randy, you don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about it. And another thing I can do is I think I can get my team manager to cover all you guys' closing costs and fee as well. So that way, they don't have to worry about, okay, what am I paying, So we'll take care of all the excise tax, the transfer tax, the title insurance, the escrow fee, any costs associated with them selling the property. If there's any commissions, which there won't be, but we'll be the one who's responsible for it. We'll pay for everything. So I guess what I'd like to know from you, Randy, is that once the mortgage is paid off, and let's assume that the mortgage is, do you think it's safe to say that the mortgage is around 190?
Yes, I think it's probably right around there.
You got it. So assume that the mortgage is around 190, and once that is paid off, we cover all closing costs, all the fees. We'll take over the property as is. They don't even have to lift a finger, and I think we can wrap this up in the next 60 days or sooner. Do you know roughly, like a ballpark, Randy, what they would like to walk away with net in their pocket after everything's said and done?
I don't, because I haven't talked to them about it. But.
Okay. So, Randy, do you think it's best if you chat with them, and then would you prefer I call you back later today, or would you prefer that I call you tomorrow?
Well, really, I prefer maybe an offer of what you guys think you would offer them, and then I can talk to them about it.
Yeah.
And see if it's even in the ballpark.
Yeah. Well, so you mentioned that about a couple of years ago they got an offer for about $800,000, and they turned that down.
Yeah.
Okay. Randy, do you have any clue? Let's just say we go in there and we spend the $50,000 to renovate it and make it really nice. Do you know what the property will be worth by then?
I would think right now with interest rates the way they are, I'm not 100% sure. I know when they listed it, I think they could have easily got. I think they could have easily, with a little bit of work, got $1 million for it. Because it's got a great view. It's in a nice area right on the lake and stuff.
Sure.
I think maybe one of the downfalls was it not a great time to sell.
Yeah.
At the time. And then they listed it for a little bit and then took it off the market. I think at first they didn't like their agent. They didn't like one of their agents, and it was a little stressful. It was stressful for my father-in-law. And then I think they were going to transfer it to a different agent, and they're like, nope, we're not going to sell. And they figured they would just decide to keep it and rent it for a little bit longer.
Sure.
But I think I think things have changed, just at least for my father-in-law. My father-in-law is just stressed out. He doesn't like to deal with, even though, like I said, he doesn't have to deal with a whole lot.
Right. No, I understand.
Just the fact that he has it and it's hanging over his head, or the thought of it is hanging over his head.
For sure. So Randy, I mean, so you're thinking if we were to put 50,000 in it, make it look really nice, that you think we can get about $1 million out of it?
I wouldn't think you'd have any problem getting like 950 or something, 950 out of it.
Okay.
Maybe $1 million.
Okay, so I'll put 950 here, just for conservative number.
Yeah, and I know another thing when they were older couple and it's on the lake, and they didn't have great lake access because they never went down to the lake, so it was kind of their renter that is there now has cleared out the yard all the way down to the beach. So they have a nice little pathway all the way to the beach, and he uses a boat down there and stuff. Right. So I know that some other people that had looked at it were like, oh, we don't have great access to the beach, or we don't have access to the beach because it was all overgrown. Yep. They would hire a guy once a year to come mow the yard down, or mow the bank down. Yep. But he never really mowed all the way to the beach. The guy that's there right now uses the lake to fish and stuff. And so he's got it cleaned up actually pretty good. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, Randy, I understand that obviously you still need to talk to them as far as seeing what they like to walk away with in their pocket. But if you were to give me like a ballpark, knowing what they, you probably spent time talking to them and everything like that. If you can just give me a ballpark range, you'd be like, hey, Kong, to me, obviously, Randy, I know you still got to obviously talk to them and everything like that. And I'm not taking this as like, okay, this is a solid number. But what do you think that we would need to be as far as in like a ballpark price? And this is walk away to them, like in their pocket. I think, well, in their pocket, I don't, like I said, I don't know exactly what they owe on it, but I think if you were close to the $800,000 range or close to that, I think they would have no problem with that, because if they listed it for $850 with their real estate fees and stuff, it's going to be around there. So if you were little under that, it would probably be something they would consider also. Okay. So basically, so Randy, obviously we are just throwing numbers right now, because I know you still got to talk to them. So you're saying that at 800,000 and they owe, let's just say 190. So which means, so they're looking to walk away with about 610,000 then, right? Yeah, and I think they have. I think they have a second mortgage on it also. Okay. Do you know how much it is? I don't know. Okay. Okay. But you know that so if they were to list it today, you're saying that they would list it for $850, right? That's just what she had mentioned. Okay. But I don't even know if they've talked to it. I don't know that they've talked to an agent. Okay. So I mean, Randy, like recently, right now. I got you. But I know they had talked to an agent a while ago. Okay. And I don't know what a while ago is. I don't know if that was 6 months ago, if it was a year ago. Right. But so they said, they said, oh yeah, we'd consider. Our agent said he would consider putting it, because we needed to sell. If we wanted to sell fast, he would consider selling it for $850. Right. So Randy, I mean, so if they were to list it for $850, and if someone comes in, and obviously if who knows how long it's going to be on the market for, but let's just say $850 was the target number that was listed. Even someone came in and offered them full price at $850. Typically the real estate commission is about 5 to 6%, and then obviously they got their closing costs that they got to pay.
I mean, anyway, you know, we buy and we sell houses all the time. So typically when it goes to selling the property, we're looking at maybe 10%. That's including the real estate commissions and closing costs. So if I take 10% off of 850, they're really like the best if everything goes perfectly. That means they will, after all the closing and commissions, they'll be at 765. And then if we minus that 190 that they owe, then 575. And I don't know how much they owe on their second. So Randy, how about this? Is there a good day, a good time that I can call you, or, I mean, is there any way that you can three-way them now, or?
Probably not right now because I'm doing a little job and it's hard to get all.
Oh shoot! Okay, yeah, no problem.
Have to set up a little bit.
Yeah. So Randy,
having them answer the phone.
Yeah.
Hit and miss.
Yeah. When do you think a good day and time for all of us to chat on the same call, so that way there's just no miscommunication. We get all the numbers from them, and then we'll be able to I'll be able to run this back to my team manager. He could get them a solid price. So when we do talk on that call, hey, here's the number. Hopefully it works, and if it doesn't, it's a-okay.
Can you talk on the weekend?
Yes, absolutely. For you, yes, I would.
Well, so tomorrow would probably be good because I'll be home, and I know they will be around, so I could probably do that.
What time tomorrow, Randy?
I would do tomorrow. I'm trying to think what I have going on. I have tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock would probably work.
Okay, so tomorrow at 10 a.m., Randy, the wife got yoga, but I'm going to push her schedule back. I'm going to tell her that I got.
Can do later. I'm good with that.
No.
The only thing I have going on is I'm doing hockey. I'm going to hockey in the afternoon.
Oh, no. You got to go to your hockey game. So, Randy, I will arrange my schedule. So we'll talk. We'll talk tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay.
Okay.
You got it. I got you locked in on my calendar. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll give you a call.
Okay, and so you would like to know, just so I can give them a heads
Sure.
up, you want to know what they owe on their mortgage, what they owe on their second.
Yep.
What they would like to take away from it.
Yep. After
what
everything's
else?
said and done, like mortgage is paid off, we cover all closing costs, all the fees, nothing they have to worry about, no commission they have to pay, in their pocket. Boom.
Any other questions to give them a little bit of heads up so they have a chance to think about it?
Nope, that's pretty much it, Randy.
Okay.
I appreciate you, Randy.
I'll talk to them tonight, and then I'll plan on at least seeing if I can get them on the phone tomorrow, or at least have that information.
Yeah,
for you, okay?
I appreciate it, Randy. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to all of you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Have a good night. Bye, Randy. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.
All right, you too. Bye.
That's it. Honestly, you guys listen. No one else does this, man. Everybody pre-recorded the call, cut it, chop it. I went on, just do it raw. Because you know why? I've been doing this for 15 years. And honestly, most of the real estate coach out there, and I can tell you right now, dude, if you want to know if they're the real deal or they're not the real deal, just get them on the phone with the call. Just get them on the phone with the seller, dude. You will quickly know if they know their shit or they don't, dude. Okay? They either do or teach, or they teach and they don't do. Okay? But anyways, as you can see, I asked Randy and get him all the numbers. I have not made them an offer. All I did was, dude, I was just calculating numbers so they can understand. If they list it with an agent, 850, perfect world, dude. They walk away with less than so they want 800,000 from us, but they would walk away with way less. So obviously you can understand now. I'm planting the seeds that, dude, this doesn't even make sense. You know, the next move I would have done this move. This is a gangster move. So this is the move that I would have totally do it on this seller. It only works in certain situations. Okay. So they said that they would list it for 850. Okay. The next question I would have asked them, because it seems like they want the 800,000. And I said, hey, Randy, if you guys were to list it at 800,000 with an agent, and if someone comes in and offer you 800,000, would you guys accept it? And he probably would have said yes, right? He probably would have said yes. So now I'm going to do my calculation based on this number, not this number. So I already got them to come down 50,000 without them even knowing. That, my friend, is how a true closer, a true negotiator negotiate. You guys understand what I'm saying? So now I'm going to decalculate them. Okay, so now 800,000, you got to minus 10% in real estate commission and closing costs. So we go 800,000 minus 10%. Boom. You're now down at 720. Okay, if you were to accept this offer, 720, you minus your 190. Minus 190. And this is exactly what I will talk. This is exactly what I would do tomorrow when I talk to them. So now they're really down minus 190. Now they're down at like 530. And obviously, we don't know what they owe on their second mortgage. Okay, got it? So now they walk, best case, they go through all the headaches, showing the property. I'm just going to say, you got to show the property. They're going to ask you to fix some things up and yada, yada, yada. And it probably, honestly, in this market with the interest rate, the market, it's not as good as it used to be. So you guys might have to wait for at least 6 months to actually get this property sold. So do you want to go through all the drama and make this? Or right now, we can do it for $475. Net to you in your pocket after everything's said and done. So which means if I can get them down to $475 plus the $190 they owe, I don't know how much they owe on their mortgage, but let's just say $665. This is exactly where I need it to be. I need to be at this, dude. And then we'll be able to list it for $1 million. That's probably what the property's worth. He is absolutely right on the ARV. Boom, boom, boom. That's where I need to be. So I need to get it down to like 666. So 1 million minus 30%, 700,000, 50,000 to repair. Then, 700,000 minus 50,000. We're down at 650. I might have to get it lower. Honestly, my offer tomorrow might have to be 600,000. That would be my offer. Okay. So 600 minus the 190 that they owe, whatever it is left, but that would be my offer, 600,000. If I lock this thing up, if I go through my formula, I want to make about $50,000 on this deal. 50G, baby. And that's how you negotiate, baby. Okay. You do, like, I usually don't make an offer unless the seller is ready to go. Okay. It's ready to go. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's on here. I'm going to clock out. I'm going to go home, and happy Friday. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. So once again, if you're watching this, I'm doing a free masterclass next Wednesday where I'm going to show you exactly how to get into the wholesaling game. Do what I do. I'm going to show you how you can make $25,000 a month working from home. All you need, a laptop, a phone, internet connection, and a little bit of money. If you're serious about this, YouTube family, the link is in my descriptions. Make sure you sign up, and make sure you turn on your notification. If you're on Instagram, comment or DM me the word masterclass. DM me the word masterclass. I'll send you the link. I'll see you guys on the next live. Until next time, take care. And let's go get this money. I'm out.